Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. We actually have some news that has recently come out here that I do want to talk about, and I also do want to talk about the trailer for episode 16, and I actually want to really focus on what is happening at the Hilltop, because I've been looking at a lot of the scenes and trying to piece them all together here, and it is very interesting. I'll say that. It kind of seems like when they first go there, that the Hilltop, I think, are in hiding. It seems like Maggie and them are probably going to hide at first, and it looks like they kind of set up some traps. And yeah, anyways, we'll get into all of that. So before we go any further, obviously be aware that this will contain spoilers for episode 15. Also, if you are new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, then make sure to be a subscriber. Now that the show is going to be ending this Sunday, we're going to be gearing up for Fear the Walking Dead content and stuff like that. But there's still going to be a lot of Walking Dead content because, after April 3rd, we still have to wait a week until April 10th, which is where, everybody gets together on Talking Dead, or where there's going to be announcements. All the articles and stuff are going to come out at nighttime there or after the episode's over, right? Teasing what to expect for part 3. There's going to be some new information that we have to learn then, right? Like they might release the release date. Like, who knows? There's going to be quite a bit of stuff that will come out there, and then we're going to do Fear the Walking Dead, and there will be some Tales of the Walking Dead stuff, and then we're going to be gearing up for Comic-Con. And then obviously, a lot of whatever they tease us, because they usually do drop teasers here and there for stuff like that. So, we're at the point now where, yeah, definitely, the final season, the final 8 episodes, it's going to be a big one. And I really cannot wait to see what they're planning to do for Comic-Con and for the next couple of months, because obviously, as soon as you're done filming there, that's a big stress that's taken off of you, right? And a lot of your priorities can now be on editing and finishing those last couple of episodes there, or last 8, and then also promoting the shit out of it, right? So it's kind of felt like that all season, to be honest. It's always felt a little awkward to sort of hype up part 1 when there's still going to be a part 2 and a part 3, and then even getting into part 2, to hype it up as the final season, it was so hard because it's not the final 8 episodes, right? But after this, we're going into the final 8 episodes, and it looks like part 2 is actually going to be a really great episode. We now know some information based off of the synopsis for episode 16, which is apparently it's titled Acts of God. And people have been, it says it's on Twitter here by Julian Cannon. It says 11/16 is actually titled Acts of God. And the synopsis for the episode is: in the very last mid-season finale for The Walking Dead, our heroes are trapped in situations beyond their control. Everyone they've worked so hard to protect is at risk as danger baits them at every turn. All is at stake. Now they must decide who and what are worth saving. Each decision comes with its own deadly ramifications. Meanwhile, Eugene and Max's relationship deepens, but so does the trouble that is brewing inside the Commonwealth. So we've seen the first part before. I've already seen that. I can't remember where I saw that, but I've seen that first part there for episode 16. The second part, though, is new. The meanwhile, Eugene and Max's relationship deepens, but so does the trouble that is brewing inside the Commonwealth. That part is very interesting because I mentioned it yesterday in my trailer breakdown. I really, really wanted them to get into some of the Commonwealth stuff. I did not want them to save stuff for episode 17 because they've done that in the past, right? Even in episode 8, I thought that would be the end of the Reaper arc. And yes, they did do some crazy things, in terms of deaths. I mean, not really, but they did kill some important characters off in the arc, you could argue, and whatnot. But the arc didn't end there. It was a cliffhanger, which was frustrating. And obviously, episode 16 will end in a cliffhanger as well. It's going to. But I wanted to see some of this stuff here, right? Because in episode 8, a lot of us expected, or at least I thought it was going to happen in 9 or 10, but I thought there was a chance that in 8, we could see something with Pamela Milton, at least see her, right? Because we didn't even get the reveal of that character back in episode 8, but they held it off. And the episode before, episode 7, basically showed us that Eugene was kind of forced to tell them information about Alexandria. And then the next time we see it is at the end of episode 9. So I thought that that's what they were doing here, right? In episode 15, we saw Mercer seemingly wanting to change, or switch sides. And then we also saw Max and Eugene. Their relationship starts to get a bit stronger. But more than that, it looks like they want to take down the Commonwealth. And I felt like they were probably going to leave it there until episode 17. And then get into it, right? Similar to what they did before, like I said, with the introduction to the Commonwealth to Alexandria. But anyways, we're getting into this now, so I'm really excited about that. I think that this is actually going to be something that, now the speculation can actually begin. What is going to happen here? If you read the synopsis, it says that Eugene and Max's relationship deepens, but so does the trouble that is brewing inside the Commonwealth. So, besides all the stuff that is actually happening with Leah and Maggie, the Hilltop, Lance, and all that, There's going to be some Commonwealth stuff here. It is the final episode, right? So if it's the final episode, there's going to be some stuff that does come out. Like, they are going to end it in a way where we're going to be pretty shocked, right? And there's probably going to be some sort of cliffhanger. Like, that's kind of where I see it going, honestly. I think this storyline is going to be something kind of small, but I think they're going to find out some information. And I really feel like it could be CRM related. Like, at this point, I'm kind of feeling like they might find out that they're shipping people off to the Civic Republic, or it's going to be something like that. But we'll see the logo and it's going to be a shocking reveal. And basically, it's all about like, well, we need to, show the people this. We need to show everybody that this is happening, right? And so we're kind of just waiting for that moment to happen now. We're just like, basically at this point, we're kind of waiting. And it is going to be something that involves everybody, right? Like, I think some of the information about Sebastian definitely will drop, right? Like, they're going to find out that Sebastian was sending people away, this and that. So people are going to hate on him. There's going to be stuff regarding Pamela Milton. There's going to be stuff regarding Lance. A bunch of stuff is going to come out. And that's why I think, to make it CRM related will be very, very important. It can't really be just the fact that Sebastian was sending people away, because that's not that exciting. Like, I think people are going to rant about that and they'll protest and riot and stuff, but that doesn't really mean anything for the overall story. That's just something that they're dealing with, and who really cares about that as much, right? Like, it's important, definitely it's important, but I don't think it should be the sole thing here. Like, having the connection to the Civic Republic here, I think would be very, very important, because this would actually connect everything, connect all the universes, set up all the spin-offs and where they're going. And then now we have, the final 8 episodes are going to be, what the hell is the CRM? They're going to try and figure that out. And then people finding out Rick's alive, then eventually going to find him, right? We only have 8 episodes left, so they got to get into this now. And because of the synopsis, because it does say this here, I'm wondering if it's going to end on a little teaser here. But yeah, anyways, you guys can post your thoughts down below on all of that. I also wanted to get into Daryl and Aaron, because in the trailer, they say that they're waiting for their opportunity. And it seems like at some point they actually do, they wait for that opportunity and they take out those Commonwealth guards. So a bunch of stuff is happening here. And this is obviously during the day. We do see some people wearing black suits. They show up, at the Hilltop. This is Lance's crew, and so I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were maybe, a part of the whole Eugene/Stephanie plan or whatever, right? So maybe we'll see Stephanie, or I guess her real name is Shira. Like, maybe we'll actually see her here at the Hilltop. I think that's also possible. But that's the big thing that happens here. It seems like, basically what's going to happen here is early in the episode, we're going to see Maggie leave the Hilltop, with Herschel. She's going to go and get Negan and Annie and the rest of the group out of that bunker or hideout, whatever the hell they're hiding in. At the same time, we're going to see Lance hire Leah. And then I think later in the episode, like 10, 15, 20 minutes later, a bunch of stuff will happen. But at that point, there's going to be a battle at the Hilltop. And then, what happens at this point? From what I could tell, it kind of seems like there's going to be a battle, kind of, but it doesn't look like there's going to be much of a battle. It's almost more like an invasion. Like, it seems like when they get there, they can't find Maggie and the rest. Like, maybe they have snipers around, but they basically can't find Maggie and the rest. Like, I think they left already, which makes sense because you want to keep people safe, right? So I think they set up traps. I think there's people hiding in there that are going to take out some of the Commonwealth soldiers, right? And I think that's what's getting the Commonwealth soldiers killed. And so they basically set up a trap at the Hilltop, and Lance is pissed off because Leah is springing the trap because Leah wants to find them, and Leah has her whole like thing about, doing it her own way and stuff. So she'll be doing it her own way. Lance is not going to like that too much. And there's going to be a bunch of conflict there. And I think it's just basically going to result in Leah trying to search for Maggie. And then something's going to go wrong. I think Maggie and them could be around. And then I think Leah is just going to find Maggie. I mean, don't be surprised. I will say that. I mean, maybe they'll change it up a little bit. But don't be surprised if you're starting to feel deja vu a little bit, right? Because, like, to me, when I'm seeing a lot of the imagery here, I look at Maggie, she's hiding away from Leah, who was formerly a Reaper, and then you have Leah hunting them down. It literally, like, it feels like we were just here because we were just here in episode 8. So obviously the context here is a little bit different, but somehow it's almost like we redid the finale to season 11. I do think there's going to be some changes. Like, obviously I'm basing this just off of the trailer, but as of now, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And then at some point, how does this result? It's obviously going to result in a death. At some point, they're going to encounter each other. I think Leah's going to have her gun up on Maggie or something like that. Daryl's going to be in that situation, and Daryl's going to tell Leah, like, you can't do this. Like, don't do this. I think Leah's going to basically give Daryl no choice, and Daryl will have to kill her. That's honestly where I see it going. Besides that, you know, I want there to be a bigger death. I really do. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. You know, I think that it's, yeah, I don't know. I'll say that right now. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm just getting that bad feeling about it, that like they're going to hold off on that, and that they created Leah for this purpose. And again, the scene could still be really cool. You know, to see Daryl kill Leah, it might be shocking and it might be really, you know, heart-wrenching, but it's still going to be underwhelming to what we expected, right? To what happens in the comic. So, you know, in that sense, and I know some people are going to say, well, you can't expect those things to happen in the comic. And I get that. I do get that part of it. But it's also like you know, if you're adapting the material from the comic book, you know what moments are going to be big and what moments that aren't big, and you kind of have to live up to those moments. I look at Game of Thrones, you know, people really wanted them to do the book moments right, and so I think they have to kind of honor that a little bit. If they change it, there needs to be a valid reason to changing it, but they have to make those moments shocking, or just as shocking as they were, right? Like they have to respect those things, and obviously there's going to be some differences here and there, but I think as a writer, you want to do that, right? There's going to be a lot of different things. Obviously, the characters are going to be in different places. Some characters are dead, some characters are alive, but I think you want to get the general essence of that. And you know, I think they even know if Leah's the one that's killed, they know it's not as strong as Rick killing Dwight in the comic, right? But hopefully they make up for that with maybe Leah kills Aaron first, and then Daryl's forced to kill Leah, right? This way you do something a little bit different there. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just waiting to see. Honestly, with this stuff, I'm excited for all of this. I'm just waiting to see if we're going to get a CRM cliffhanger. You know, I think that could be really cool. That's basically what I'm holding out for right now. I think it could end with a CRM cliffhanger. And, you know, we're not going to see the CRM. I'm not saying that, but we'll see like the logo or something like that. I think Max and Eugene might discover that. And then it's just going to be really exciting, right? But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Make sure to post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.